Welcome to the Chosen Ones, where each episode we see if we can build around a randomly selected unit. This time I got lucky and we finally have a real carry. No more Fiora carry, this is Morg, short for she's gonna put you in the morgue, Morgana. Morgan set 4 is a bit of a beast, with a massive AoE shred, the ability to proc the Dazzler debuff on the entire enemy team, and self-healing to boot. There's so many aspects to try and build around, so let's see how I can fuck this up. So I went with a Dazzler composition for Morg to start things off. As we all know, the Dazzler trait is named after the popular X-Men character Dazzler, so we already have a blueprint of what a team that Dazzler fits well on looks like. I tried to build a team that is like a budget X-Men. We've got Janna as a colorblind casted Storm, Aurelia is basically Magneto, Lee Sin is his eyes closed so we can't rule out the possibility he shoots lasers out of them like Cyclops, and Shen can be Wolverine when he went to Japan. Add in not just one but 4 Dazzlers and we have a solid team. From a purely composition perspective, of course, because our carry Morg is pretty pathetic. I got her off the carousel with a spatula, which I couldn't turn down converting into a force of nature, but then I also misclicked and gave her a Zephyr instead of a Morelos. Worst of all, I haven't been able to 2-star her by this point in the game, so she's really not living up to her potential. But even if she's not melting people, she's still applying Dazzler to most of the enemy team. With 4 Dazzler and 2 Adept, this team is really good at punishing greedy strategies like trying to auto-attack. So, like in X3, I've chosen to sideline Cyclops for the more exciting Yone, and give my team 3 Adept. However, much like X3, this did not go very well, and we ended up losing this round. And most of our future rounds as well, actually. So, to me, my X-Men comp did okay. I'll never complain about a 3rd place finish, which is what we ended up with here, but I think we could have done better. Especially if we had managed to find a 3rd Morgana at some point. Not much of a 1-star carry. So let's try again to get a 2-star Morgana, but also mix things up a bit. So after Dazzler Morg, the next logical choice would of course be Enlightened Morg, but I just built an Enlightened comp with Fiora 2 episodes ago. So I wanted this time to do a Spatula Morg, either Dusk or Mage, depending on what we can find more of. Feels like it'll be Mage though, as there are so many early mages. My opponent, by obliterating me, is actually playing right into my hands, as I will need to have good carousel priority to ensure I can get a spat for Morg. And we're still riding the line in between Dusk and Mage at this point, with both 3 Mage and 2 Dusk, thanks to our chosen Twisted Fate. We're actually going to upgrade to be a 3-star chosen Twisted Fate, which is great, except it means we have nobody to put in as their 6th unit right now. So hopefully that's enough. And it is. Those 6 cards Twisted Fate throws out come out huge. Also, I'm just realizing this, but I can't believe I left him out of my X-Men comp. He's basically Gambit. And off the carousel we get the perfect missing piece, Morgana. I would typically just slam that rod onto her and make a Morelos, but I'm still unsure if I want to go Dusk or not. However, watching this back, the fact that I have a chosen 3-star Mage, the choice should already be made. And this right here is the type of carousel that can help justify bad decisions you've made. You can see there's 3 spatulas, we're in the bottom 4, so we have a pretty good chance of getting one. It'd be nice to get the Azir, but we don't need it. We're going to get the Cat, and that's more than enough. This is where the real fun begins. So with a bit of reshuffling, we've dropped a Vayne in the Dusk aspect, and we're now 6 Mages. And let's take a look at Morgana as she drops not just 1, but 2 circles, almost exactly on top of each other. A Venn diagram of death, as you might call it. Honestly, Morg is just such a fun unit to build around right now. With the double cast, I feel like I'm playing Splatoon, just covering almost the entire map in purple paint. And she's surprisingly resistant because of how much damage she's healing off of. With her durability and the slight Enlightened bonus, she can end up casting a ton of pools onto the field each round. And of course, we've got to give a shout out to our Twisted Fate. He may not be the star of this video, but he's pulling his weight. And I can't wait until we do get an episode focused on Twisted Fate. Just imagine, 9 cultists? Haven't seen that before. Even though I'm struggling to get my 3rd Morg, you can still see that the rest of the team is able to pick up my slack. If you pay attention, you can actually see I already deal some good damage there. But also, the determination from Twisted Fate is why he's still our chosen one. just hanging on with a sliver of health before double ulting and wiping out the board. And here it is. This is our late game fantasy board. We've got our 2-star Morg. We just threw a Rage Blade on there because we didn't have anything else to do. And we've got Ezreal, which is giving us the Dazzler proc again. It's no 4 Dazzler, but it's Dazzler. Honestly, just watch this team when everything goes online. Morg, Ezreal, and then just setting up the Twisted Fate into Ahri. And that's how you Killian the Zillion. So, as we enter the end game, we're in 3rd place, but it's still definitely anybody's game. I'm super happy with Morgana. It's very explosive, and it feels like we have a good chance to take this one all the way. And just by winning this round, we've locked in a top 2 finish. Hopefully we can get some nice items on the PvE round and lock ourselves in for number 1. And there are items. Let's go pick them up. And of course, I cannot move. It seems I've decided to play as iOS 14 is released to every phone in my building, trapping me in a sort of sleep paralysis where I can see what's happening and not respond. So for anybody who wants to try this comp at home, this is not a flex. Please remember to pick up your items if you are able to. Anyways, let me know in the comments what units you would like to see next, and I'll give them a little more probability in our big wheel of names. And make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Or you can fight me IRL. Those are the only 2 options.